guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm Dr. Lynda Cramer, and today my special guest is the amazing Dr. Amanda Noelle. Wait until you hear what Amanda does, and well, let's just go straight over to her. Thank you so much for being here today, Amanda.
Oh my gosh, so excited to be here. And I'm here today because I have overcome some of the worst love struggles. I think actually so many people struggle with heartbreak, with having the love that they want in their life. And so I wanted to start off with I had a heartbreak that was so painful, so bad. And before that, many of them, but this one grew to the point where I didn't really want to be on the planet anymore. It was around 5 a.m. I had had many sleepless nights. I actually called the suicide hotline because I was like, I'm going crazy. This
Oh,
is so much. I just can't stay in this body. I need help. Thank goodness I had amazing miracles. People like yourself, Soul Family, who have magical gifts came into my life. And I really feel like that was an experience that my soul chose. But at the time, I was having such a hard time. Basically, um, this experience it came from both a heartbreak, but also every past life that I hadn't really figured out kind of meshed into me losing my housing situation, me ending up hospitalized, me losing my love, me getting kicked out of basically I had a legal situation where I had to hire lawyers and it was very painful
oh
on
my
every
gosh.
level.
So
And so
you
my
were,
story
so
is to
you,
inspire, but it
sorry,
sounds pretty bad right now.
I
Yeah.
was just going to say, so you are what a lot of people now are struggling with, where we lose our relationship, our jobs, our homes, because look how many people out there now are losing everything. So, this is why it's so important for you to say where you're going now to help others going through the same thing, Amanda. So, I'm just going to put you up on the full screen so you can actually now start talking about where you're going and what you do for people. Here you go.
Yes. So through my own healing process, as well as getting a PhD in transpersonal counseling and having a lot of training that I think was so important for my own healing as well as my karmic purpose, basically what happened is I manifested an incredible partner that I never ever would have dreamt I would be with. Our connection is so solid, so beautiful, so strong. And I never thought I would be with another healer type. Like I would always be the healer in the relationship, and they would be the the one with the sanity kind of thing, and I'd be like the woo woo. Well, my partner, he's grounded. He's an engineer that left his job, and he decodes people's souls with astrology, as well as he does actually more financial work with crypto because he believes the financial system is going through some crashes, like I know you talk about on your channel. But I've met my partner where we do deep healing work together. We do our healing work with each other, and we also do it for our clients. We lead retreats, we have workshops. And what's so crazy about it is that I now understand that I took on the karmic pain with somebody I thought was my twin flame or my soulmate that broke my heart because I needed to understand truly what twin soul love or what mirrored soul love is. Everybody's like, who's my twin flame, Amanda? Is this the one? Don't even worry about what it's called. It's about your soul becoming sovereign and healed in each of your chakras, be it spinning at the beat of their own drum and clearing out whatever it is. Is it intergenerational trauma? Is it an early childhood trauma? Is it a silly memory like being alone at the back of the classroom going, oh gosh, I hope the teacher doesn't call on me, and that's stuck in our system. We have these different debris, and it's like if we want that nice squeaky clean mirror, we have to do the work, and there's all different ways to do it. I know we have so many light workers here on this channel, but I got so stuck to the point where I didn't want to be here. I almost lost hope, and I'm here to tell you that when we have hope and we keep going, that's where the alchemy absolutely is. So I have so many different tools and things to share. Let me know which way you want to go, because I just love sharing this wisdom and my story. So thank you for having me.
Well, sweetheart, you do have a lot of stories, and that is what makes you so valuable at this point with what everyone's going through. There's a lot of people struggling, there's a lot of people that are losing that hope out there.
Yeah.
So basically, in a nutshell, as a first step for people who do want to reach out to you or have some sort of clarity with what they're going through, what would you suggest to them as that first instance of getting to that point where they are becoming more aware of who they can be? What would
Mm.
you suggest as your first step?
Well, it
Obviously,
depends. Yeah, everyone's so different.
well,
Um,
obviously, I'm going to link your website to this so people can contact you. Okay.
I'm
So, are you able to give some examples of some people that you have helped? Obviously, don't break
yeah.
confidentiality, but just talk
No,
about
I
some of
wouldn't do
the
that.
instances. Yeah, talk about some of the
Yeah,
instances that you've done. So then people think,
sure.
wow, I'm in that same boat, so I'll reach out to a Dr. Amanda. Yeah.
Yeah, so when I was putting myself through my PhD program, I actually was paying for it by running my own facial business. So I was giving women facials, and I decided I'm going to start practicing my metaphysical gifts now, my counseling gifts now, while they're on the facial table getting esteem. And so I started doing counseling and intuitive readings. And a lot of the themes are around love when it comes to women who come to a spa. They want to look beautiful for. And so I ended up having this bizarre success rate of women leaving the facial table, coming back a month later saying, Amanda, the person you read in the dream or in the reading, I had a dream about him like that night, and then 2 weeks later I meet him and we're going out on Friday, and then I get invited to the wedding. So there were all these little micro miracles that started cropping up, and someone said, Amanda, you have Aphrodite's touch. It's a thing where like you can help people with love. And I was like, but why me? Why do I have the biggest struggles? Now I understand that sometimes you need to have a really big gift from the universe. The universe wants you to work for it a little bit. So
Yes.
my favorite story is actually one of my best clients is my best friend. She came to me and she was like, why are you giving these sessions to other people? I want my turn. I've been struggling. And I was like, you know what? My best friend, of course, we'll spend the day. I'm going to give you the day. From that afternoon all the way till 9 at night, I sat with her. We feng shuied her room, which is some of the work that I do virtually. We did a lot of deep inner healing work, and it happened very quickly because I know her very well. With clients, sometimes it takes a little bit more, but I did reading, psychic clearing, channeling, some past life work. I mean, we just got in and we spent hours. Then I was like, how do you feel? She's like, I feel so light. I feel so ready. We went out and she met a beautiful man named David. She was like, oh my God, he's just like making my body tingle. And I was like, I think you should probably go talk to him because it looks like he and his group might leave in a few minutes. They're getting their jackets. So she runs over there and then she comes back to me. She's like, what do I say? And I was like, girl, just say anything. Ask a stupid question. He's going to love you. Ask him if he's from Texas. She goes over, says, are you from Texas? He says, I'm actually from Sweden. And long story short, she ends up marrying this NASA space scientist. And we always joke, she'd said, I'm too much for a man. No one will figure me out. I feel like I'm from planet Ooga Booga. I was like, you got your space scientist. They now live between California and Sweden. They have 3 beautiful children. And her third child she always wanted a girl. She had boy, boy. She had Mira on 11/11 3 years ago. So
Wow.
yeah, it just melts my heart. Yeah.
Wow. Oh my
There's
gosh.
so many stories, Lynda, that will blow your
Oh,
mind. I mean,
that
women that are like, yeah, just they blow my
you're,
mind. It's
yeah. So to clarify for anyone who doesn't know, Aphrodite, explain who that is,
yeah. So
just in case people don't
Aphrodite,
realize. Yeah.
Aphrodite is an energetic that is embedded in everything. People don't even know that the day of the week, Monday is moon day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, these are all planet days. Sunday is very obvious, but Friday, Venus's day, Venerdì in Italian, or I forget the different Latin languages, but Fish Friday, Jesus Friday, actually, the symbol for the Christians, the early Christians, the Essenes, was a Pisces, a fish. A fish also represented the place where humans come out of in sacred conception. And so when we're calling in Venus energy, we're actually calling in the divine feminine creation energy. We're calling in love. We're calling in that Christ force energy that can also be expressed not just mentally, but in the lower worlds. The lower worlds, yes, they correspond with creating life, pleasure, creation, sexuality, but it also is like a map between as above, heaven up there. And I know you've spent some time there, 5 years there. as a below, and we're all here in this lower version of that. And so the early Christian teachings were actually very different than the ones that we've understood and arrived at in more recent years. They used to actually teach, I believe, around how to work our chakras, how to practice energy movement, how to be in sacred union. And then at some point, different rulers said it's really not very great for money to empower people with their sexuality, because we actually need our men to be willing to die for the country and for the government and for money. And so they made it they poo-pooed the idea of even marriage, even sex within marriage. For a while, they said no sex in marriage. It's not very, it's dirty. You're going to probably go to hell anyway. So they scared people. And then eventually it became, well, within a marriage and you can have sex. But by then people had been so poisoned with shame and guilt that has made so many generations of distortion, body image, guilt, shame, pedophilia. I mean, all of this stuff that we've had to do a lot of clearing on so we could be with our beloved. But Venus is a power that we can tap into. We have it all. I have a very deep connection with, some people call her goddess Venus. Of course, you could say, you know, he, the sun, God, he, she, they. Like, to me, Venus is love. It's a beautiful expression of love. Most of us came from, I think all of us in this body came from a female, came from a mother. So there's this like earthly female expression of love. So Goddess Venus has more of a female type of energy. And if we've had traumatic births, if we've had mother wounds going on, if we've had a toxic relation to ourselves as women or to other women, sisters, lovers, whatever it may be for you, we can tap into this original matrix of love, calling it in. Great ways to connect with Venus: pure water, going to the ocean, bodies of water. We can do holy water. Here in Bali, we take our women when we have retreats to do a holy water blessing to clear away, not their sins, but their energy that's distorted the DNA. Maybe, you know, we have women that have cleared STIs or infections or toxic self-hatred that's manifested in forms of dis-ease, releasing it and giving it back. That's like a Venusian power, is feminine love. And this is the last thing I'll say in this little soapbox, but I love, even though I've learned, I'm not going to call the term I'm not going to use the term twin flame. I became sort of a social media celebrity, got 50,000 subscribers on a couple different channels, and very quickly, I was known as the twin flame alchemist. I've kind of alchemized that into just sacred love, but I do love the acronym FLAME. Feminine love aligns with masculine energy. And that's really what twin flame energy is our female energy, which we all have, and our masculine energy, which we all have. But it's really about aligning it. And, you know, as the left and the right, as above, so below, it's all a mirror. And the core place is the heart. And that's where I know a lot of us have been wounded, and it's the most beautiful place to heal. It is just so incredible to have a heartbroken open.
Yeah. So you just mentioned Bali. Is that where you live these days, Amanda?
Yes, my husband, my baby, and we have bought our dream home in Bali. We love it here. We had complete synchronicity and miracles through which we found our home, through like crazy connections in California where it's like we love Bali. Bali has been so kind to us. It's a place for healing. It's in sacred ancient Lemurian gridded island that has really retained those codes, which are very feminine. I think of Lemuria as La Maria. It's surrounded by ocean, mare. And also it's got this ancient tapestry where flower offerings are made 3 times a day. People are very spiritual, lighting incense, practicing nature worship. It's mixed with Hinduism, which has got this soft motherly love. So it's a really great place where a lot of times our clients come and they just have, instantly stepping on the island, they have healing. Sometimes it's a little intense for people and sometimes it's very soft, but either way, we always go to the spa and like do a lot of pampering.
That's right.
Generally it's a beautiful place to be.
And due to a lot of my viewers being all over the world, do you do Zoom or Skype or any other
Oh
interactions
yeah.
all over the
I mean,
place?
absolutely, yeah, because of the nature of this world. Yeah, I've coached clients in over 30 countries around the world for the last 15 years online. It's totally doable, and the
Wow.
effects are really powerful. I have connections that I've coached for many years, and then they meet me in person, and it's just like, oh, you have legs, but I already know you, you know. So yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful experience to
Okay.
connect online.
So, in closing, anyone who's thinking about using your service, what would you say to those people?
You know, I feel like it's a relation, any relationship takes time. So check me out. I would love to serve you. If you're like, yes, I want support, like connect with me on Instagram. But in terms of like what I've learned when working with a mentor, I like deep relationships. So get to know my work, follow me, connect with me, feel in. And if it feels like I want to take that next step, then join me. I have free workshops sometimes. We just did a really beautiful deep workshop on Xing your ex's energy, and we did a clearing on past relationships that were karmically keeping people stuck, and the results are just fantastic. So yeah, just
Wow.
reach out, say hi.
So, anyone interested with it, with what Dr. Amanda Noelle is doing over in Bali, all her links are in the description below. Please contact her for further information. As you said, she's very approachable and she loves being that professional builder towards your own success. So, on behalf of me and my viewers, Amanda, I'm so grateful that you've decided to want to be on my channel today. Thank you so much for your time. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.